welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep and
boo this man!
Really? I barely get out one sentence and you start booing me? Give me a chance, guys. Please!
No!
So, obviously, Otto and Yusuf aren't here today. Otto's chilling in the Bahamas with Tabata or something, and Yusuf got sick from reading too much One Piece. But it's okay, because they both entrusted me with the responsibility of bringing you today's video.
I think you're forgetting something. I mean, hello, I'm here too, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Harrison-sama is gonna help me out too, cause we all know how important teamwork is, right?
忍者の世界でルールや掟を破る奴はクズ呼ばわりされる。とな、仲間を大切にしない奴はそれ以上のクズだ。
this is spitting right now.
Anyway, don't worry guys, cause we've been training hard. Not only have our editing techniques been sharpened, but our balls deep prediction jutsu has gotten way stronger. Otto-sensei taught us well, and now the students have surpassed the master.
Are you sure about that?
Anyway, enough with the chit chat. It's time we got down to the nitty gritty. In today's video, we'll be telling you all about episodes 222 and 223, as well as upcoming Chunin exam matches, who will be facing who will become Chunin, and the inevitable fate of Boruto and Mitsuki. In fact, I'm so nice that I won't even make you wait for that part. Let's jump right in. So, as we all know, in episode 223, we see that Boruto and Mitsuki aren't present at the battle arena with the other Genin. You know, because of the whole Amato getting grabbed by the nutsack subplot.
You sussy baka.
But we'll talk more about that in a little while. It's then revealed by Trashamaru Sensei that after 20 plus years, they finally came up with a decent way of organizing the Chunin exams. Meaning, they'll be pulling out random names from this getting over it cauldron thingy. Remember that game?
I'm not doing anything more. It's the level of control. Yeah!
And if you aren't present when your name is called, you get disqualified. For real though, it took them 2 decades to learn how to avoid what happened back in part 1 with Sasuke.
Finally!
Anyway, we see Sarada worrying about our boys, and even asking Trashamaru Sensei to wait for them, but he's like,
nope.
And of course, this lets us know that they're not going to be Chunin. What? Now, this makes sense for a number of different reasons, the most obvious being that they're just not gonna get there in time, but more importantly, Sarada is meant to be the only Chunin in their team. This would reinforce what they all decided together during the fight with Boro, where they all unanimously agreed that Sarada was the most fit to lead their group, even further hinting that Sarada will one day become Hokage. We've foreshadowed Sarada taking steps to become like her role model, Boruto's dad, Naruto, and ultimately taking his role as Hokage, with Boruto following in Sasuke's footsteps and becoming her right-hand man. And possibly more. Boruto chasing after and trying to rescue Amato is pretty similar to when he saved Kaito in the last test, which nearly ended up costing him his place if it hadn't been for that plot-convenient rule that let him stay in for the final round. But there are no rules like that in the finals, so Boruto putting Amato's safety over his status as a ninja, which, you know, is probably the right thing to do. Well, no, actually the right thing to do would be to go get Naruto or one of the other OG characters we never see do anything, but we're gonna ignore that. His selflessness is resulting in him missing his opportunity for promotion in rank, which would ultimately let him right his wrongs and show the village he's not the same kid he used to be. But Boruto being Boruto, he follows his gut without actually thinking it all through, because the smartest course of action would have been to report back to Naruto, but no! He decides to go on his own and, oh wait, he's not on his own. Mitsuki's there with him. What are you doing, bro? Aren't you gonna tell him he's being stupid?
No.
Anyway, whatever the reason, Boruto won't be becoming a Chunin in these exams. And because of this, Boruto and Kawaki will remain on equal footing, as in still in the same playing field. Boruto won't be too far away for Kawaki to catch up with him. As we know, they will eventually, in like 10 years, have a conflict, a clash of ideologies, and for that to happen, they have to not be separated. If Boruto is still a Genin, then he and Kawaki will be able to face each other in the next Chunin exams, giving us the match we all want want to see, and allowing Kawaki to pursue become a ninja in the most satisfying way possible. Boruto and Kawaki are two sides of the same coin, so the two of them fighting each other only makes sense and keeps their duality in check. This will all happen because of Kawaki being present at this Chunin exam and seeing everyone else fight. These fights will inspire Kawaki to want to do the same thing, and so he'll begin training and working towards becoming a shinobi, making the next exam the climax of his journey to becoming a ninja. Anyway, that all brings us to the rest of the exams. So of course, using my balls deep prediction jutsu and a quick phone call to the writers over at Studio Pierrot, I believe this is how the next few matches are gonna go. So, in episode 222, who will face each other and who will win is heavily foreshadowed, but if you aren't thoroughly trained in the art of balls deep prediction, then it's not something you'd figure out so easily. And that, my good friends, is why you must smash the like button and share your chakra with all of us here at ABD. And in exchange, we'll use that chakra and go balls deep with our analysis. Okay, so in episode 222, we get small little segment scenes for each team. The side characters get the spotlight to develop themselves and show just how important the Chunin exams are to each of them personally. So, it's likely that there will be one Chunin in every squad by the end of the exam, for the sake of the plot admittedly, so that everyone in Boruto's year will be able to participate in Chunin level missions, probably setting up future anime original arcs. Now, starting with Shikadai's Team 10, who are obviously in a more unique position compared to everyone else, you know, since they already have a Chunin on their team, things are a little bit different here for them, because unlike every other team, it's not as crucial that Inojin or Chocho get promoted. They can already do higher rank missions than other teams can. We've also seen hints that this was the case back in episode 221, when it took the motivation of money and snacks to get these two to wanna, like, participate and take this even a little bit seriously. This is the writer's way of trying to let us know ahead of time that neither of them are going to win their matches. And we've already begun to see this happen with Inojin, as we saw him lose his fight against Hokai. Which, if you ask me, is bullcrap. He got special training by Inojin's father, no less, but Sai couldn't have trained his own son as well as he did this Kakashi wannabe.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Nah, but seriously, I gotta give it to Hokai. His mastery of what I would consider Jonin level techniques is honestly pretty astounding, and sadly, Inojin never stood a chance. I really think Hokai wasn't even serious here, and that he could have done even better. For instance, if you think back to the war arc, they had all these super elite stone ninja making gigantic mud walls, the sort of thing that's said to take tons and tons of chakra, and this kid did it at 12. Plus, he had enough control over it to make a maze inside and strategically trap his opponent. Not only that, but this maze was so complex that the Hokage himself questioned if Hokai got lost in a structure of his own creation. But then we learn he has an incredibly accurate photographic memory, meaning he can see something once and remember it instantly, allowing him to memorize the whole maze so he would always know where to go. This allowed him to attack Inojin without any resistance, which in turn wore his opponent down. Sadly, even with the Yamanaka clan's mind transfer jutsu, Inojin flopped it, and Hokai was able to escape his trap thanks to his experience as an Anbu member and being Sai's student. These factors enabled him to escape a situation such as this and take the W. But we can't forget that Inojin is not the only Genin member of Team 10. We still have yet to see Chocho's match. So, in episode 222, the story puts emphasis on Chocho and Sarada's relationship, and we get to see the two of them opening up to each other about their desires to become Chunin. And Chocho even admitted that Sarada was the only one she could talk to about personal feelings and whatnot. In turn, Sarada said that the two of them have to become Chunin, and that no one can stand in their way.
Are you sure about that?
Now, it's obvious to us, with our prediction technique, that they're going to have to fight each other in the exam. Because, sure, no one can stop the two of them from becoming Chunin, except each other. This will allow their fight to have more emotion behind it, as neither of them are gonna wanna fight each other, but they'll have to suck it up and do it anyway. If this wasn't the case, then Sarada's match would be just like the last Chunin exams, uninteresting and no emotional weight, just a filler fight practically, where she'd win no problem like we all know she would, and the same goes for Chocho. But I gotta keep it real with y'all, there is no way that Chocho will beat Sarada. It's 100% impossible. Realistically speaking, it shouldn't even be a close fight, but let's be honest, honest, the staff will ignore that fact and have them both exhausted, with Sarada just managing to win, so that it feels like a good payoff to the build-up. Plus, Sarada's been training with Sasuke, like the Sasuke, Batman Sensei. How the frick is I like beans, let me unlock the butterfly mode out of nowhere Chocho gonna compete with that? By the way, if y'all want to know just how ridiculously broken Sarada is, in detail no less, go check out our video where we compare 13-year-old Sasuke to 12-year-old Sarada.
Thank you, Kevin. So knowing that Shikadai's team will most likely have no new extra successful Chunins, let's move on to Metal Lee's team. With Metal Lee already disqualified, either Denki or Iwabe have to become Chunin for plot purposes, as we explained earlier. So let's predict which one will succeed. In episode 122, like each team, focus was given to one character over the other. In this team's case, the foreshadowing lied with Denki over Iwabe. This is seen as we get a segment of Denki using the scientific ninja tech that he created. This Chunin exam included a new rule in favour of using ninja technology. However, the clause to this is that the participants have to create their own tech. This makes a lot of sense, as with the progression of the story, the importance of the ninja tech is greater than ever. For example, the emergence of Kara, who are extremely strong fighters because of the scientific ninja tech that Amado had used on them. The world needs to catch up or they're just gonna get smashed in the future. Denki, knowing that he is not combat hardened like everyone else, feels that this is his gateway into becoming a Chunin. So our boy builds a goddamn freaking Gundam. Okay, like for real, we've yet to see what it looks like, but let's be honest, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some sort of Gundam. After all, our boy is like a mini Tony Stark up in this shit. Denki tells Iwabe and Metal Lee that this is his 1 in a million opportunity, which is the director's way of telling us that Denki will have to win this no matter what. In another scene, Denki asks Metal Lee to go all out on him, where in the end, Metal gets absolutely destroyed. Even though Metal Lee suffers from crippling anxiety, around his teammates he doesn't fare too bad, meaning Metal did go 100% against Denki and he still got bodied, man. My boy got blitzed. Like, he may have just used his taijutsu skills, which would have possibly gave him a disadvantage. However, the thing is that we know technology to absorb ninjutsu exists. If Denki had included that into his new Gundam suit, then he's gonna be completely overpowered. Episode 222 gave more foreshadowing in regards to the match, as after their training, Metal Lee's team bumps into Wasabi's team at the burger joint. Iwabe butts heads with Wasabi, and we see Tsubaki looking concerned when Denki reveals that he's going to be bringing ninja tech into the exam. So with that said, we believe that Denki will be facing Tsubaki, who wields a sword and is definitely already at least a Chunin level shinobi. Even so, we believe that Denki will still win, as defeating someone like her will be a testament to his ability. Now, the reasoning for Denki's W also lies in the segment we got for Tsubaki in episode 222. After training Wasabi, we see her receive a letter from the country, the Land of the Iron, telling her to come back as she had obtained her long-standing wish to become a candidate for the leadership position. Tsubaki leaving will break Wasabi's team psychologically. First, Sumire left, and now her. It's like this team is goddamn cursed, I'm telling you. We instantly get a disheartened look from both Wasabi and Namida. This news will push Wasabi to succeed in her fight, due to feeling solely responsible in keeping her team strong. In a way, Wasabi looks at Namida as her younger sister, and with the thought of Tsubaki leaving, the stakes of her becoming a Chunin is even higher. During Wasabi's fight with Iwabe, this will be a huge pushing factor for her. However, with that said, our prediction is that Tsubaki will end up not leaving her team. Yes, that's right, Tsubaki will in fact stay. This is due to her defeat against Denki's ninja tech. The reason for Tsubaki joining Konoha in the first place place was for her to learn ways to improve her own country. Ninja tech is something she is yet to really understand. Tsubaki is an amazing shinobi, however, with the times changing, her skills and swordsmanship will become redundant if she doesn't adapt to the evolution of technology. And so, Denki will showcase this in their fight, and Tsubaki's loss will make her feel inadequate and not ready to leave for a leadership role just yet because she has a lot more to learn. I mean, just imagine losing to Denki though, right? It's gonna crush any man's soul.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
No, I'm just kidding. Look at this face. It is the face of a cold-hearted killer. Do not mess with Denki. So with Denki winning, let's move on to Iwabe versus Wasabi, where episode 223 ends with the announcement of this fight. And through the process of elimination, we learn that Wasabi will win her bite with Iwabe. The anime has also subtly shown us proof regarding Wasabi's victory. During their training the day before the final exam in episode 222, Wasabi was the one that had the desire in her heart to push her limits, reaching the point of exhaustion. We also know from the preview for the next episode, being called The Legend of the Monster Cat, that we are likely to get some backstory for her character, which is well overdue. Out of all of the new generation, she is one of the last to get some proper progression and development. Both of her teammates have already achieved this, as well as her former partner Sumire. Tsubaki also said in episode 222 that all was left was to fight the battle against herself, essentially telling her all that remains is a mental hurdle stopping her from victory. I predict that Iwabe will put the pressure on Wasabi, causing her to doubt herself, as we saw in her training where she immediately talked about who she doesn't want to fight over who she would want to fight, signifying a weak mentality. However, through the power of anime plot armor and of course hard work, Wasabi will ultimately succeed in defeating Iwabe, because with the thought of Tsubaki planning to head back to the land of iron, Wasabi has to continue to being the backbone of her team protecting Namida. And let's be real too, Iwabe is kinda fodder too. My man is basically Yamcha, but with a headscarf. And of course, Denki is also the real GOAT carrying his team.
Why are we still here?
And that trend will only continue from here on out, I am sure. With that, we conclude our take on the Chunin exams, having Hokey Pokey, Wasabi, Sarada, and of course Iron Man, Denki, becoming the respective Chunin and leaders of their team. Throughout this arc, one thing that has been very apparent is the power creep and disparity between Naruto's generation and Boruto's. And again, don't forget that we run through these differences in our Boruto Versus series, so make sure you guys check that out. I can't wait to see what else the Boruto anime has in store for us right now. Obviously, the Chunin exams are being broadcasted in Konoha for their citizens. It's goddamn region locked. It's disgusting. As you know, these guys don't have ExpressVPN. And because of that, Shinki in the next episode with his team are going to have to pay a visit to get front row seats. Seriously, Naruto, it's 2021. I mean, we've got to be inclusive right now. You've got to be streaming this shit to everyone. Like, seriously, just keeping this for Konoha is disgusting behavior. Not my Hokage anyway. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe as well, and of course, ding that notification bell.
To see your notifications, swipe down from the top of your Apple Watch face.
Literally, Siri, nobody asked. Also, check out the merch at animedrip.shop in the description and pinned comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.